G'day there as well. Got this dead monitor. Capacitor problem. It's got the same fate this one here had. Bad caps on capacitors. The monitor self powers up fine, it gets all the signal and everything, and the speakers and everything work, but the backlight's absent. So looks like I've got power supply capacitors are gone, and where they are in the power supply, everything else works, but where it connects to the part of the power supply that runs a backlight circuit, well, that part's not working, so easy to fix. Just came out of the colour sorting machine at work. That machine runs a kernel of Linux 2 point something. It doesn't say what operating system. It's a custom operating system made by the company that built the machine. But yeah, it's a proprietary operating system built, a Linux operating system, proprietary for this machine only, by this company. And it's a bit it's designed to run certain monitors. It can only fit these 17-inch monitors in that machine. It's all it's designed for. Since these are no longer available, so to make use of that $2 million machine, to make use of the bloody computer half of it, so it can actually, without having to go upstairs to the control center and go to the remote computer and do it all remotely all the time, we can actually control the settings on the machine itself. So there's a little waterproof keypad on the machine. You can control your settings there while the machine's doing its work. This is the main monitor that goes on that side of the machine, inside a sealed cabinet. So you don't get these anymore. There's no way in hell that mate they're going to source a new one. They're all like that now. Since the square hole in the side of the machine's cut to only accommodate these older monitors, 17-inch square monitor is all that's the machine's designed to take. So getting a new one is out of the question because they don't make them anymore. So our best bet is to fix this old one up. It's even got speakers and a headphone input. Audio in, mic in and mic out. How cool is that? Even got a microphone, this one. Flash. October 2004. Yeah. Right on 10 years old and it dies. So 2015 it died about a fortnight ago. So exactly 10 years it dies. Little bastards. And they exactly when they well them. I've had built these old CCFL backlit LCDs. It's LG Philips Chinese made display. It's a Philips flat panel. Factory ID LPLNJ. The factory ID is GG. LG Twin Towers Yoido Dong Yong Dung Po Gu, Seoul, Korea. At least it's a genuine Korean made one. Certainly this is one of the heavily built ones, look at that. But the screws on this one are on the side, so I'm going to take the side screws off in order to get the shorting off the back of this panel. What have I got? Samsung? Yeah, Samsung capacitors, not Capxon. Interesting. Look at that flat profile transformer. And looks so I've got one bulged one, but the rest are fine. Huh. Yep. That one capacitor was enough to stop the backlight inverter parts. Here, there's the high voltage transformers. We stepped the voltage up to light up or energise the cold cathode fluorescent light backlight behind the panel here. It's quite a nice bit of kit. It's one incredibly flat panel. There's a thing you can buy off eBay, a custom LCD panel driver for these. Well, they're quite universal. I've got to find a good place to put that. Beautiful, it sits there without getting scratched or broken. That's a very heavily made bit of kit. Good to put a couple of strip LEDs in there. They're the only part to contain mercury is the CCFL backlights. A small amount of mercury. Not these days, they don't, they're all LED. Here's our little power supply. Made by Lian Chang Co. 2004, 7th to the 5th, 2004. Our Lian Chang brand power supply. It just plugs in there. And that's the main board. Wonder what the LCD panels this little board can run. This to me doesn't have anything but VGA. Been nice to find an updated one with HDMI and everything on it. But it'd be hard to get it on that panel because that panel would not support much in terms of today's display resolutions. It'll look quite weird on that little screen. Just that one has bulged, but I'm going to change the whole lot anyway. Samsung are quite a crappy brand. All 105 degrees Celsius rated. So let's change them. The audio unit, audio amp, is a TDA 7449. Class D amplifier. There's our amplifier chip, which people use in projects. There's another one there. Find its data sheet. There we go. Find one that loads quicker. It's an audio processor and audio amplifier all in one, this one. And it needs this, the MOSFET there. And it's connected to the this display board, which is where it gets its power from. And that MOSFET is the voltage regulator. Some 16 volt 100 microfarad, 10 microfarad 16 volts, some more capacitors for filtering and getting clean signal. They look like quite high quality Samsung KMG capacitors, 105 degrees Celsius rated. The only caps I had are all 85 degrees Celsius unfortunately, so I have to find a way for this thing to stay cool. Even though this thing was yeah, pretty close to a heated transistor. And you can smell it. Its guts are blown out the bottom. And it smells pretty disgusting. Dodgy electrolyte, you can smell it. No, don't smell anywhere. Kinda bulged. Pretty crappy brand. Camera's not focusing. 105 degrees Celsius. Do a test on that later. Tone controlled, digitally controlled audio processor. Tone controlled. No, it's a tone control mainly. Interesting why they use a tone control audio processor as the amp. Then we've got a TPA6030A4. And that goes to our speaker board and our input and output, so that must be the preamp. Anyway, it's I'm going to replace all those crappy things. Test. I think I just changed one cap for now, see how this one goes. Since this is the only one I could visually see that was bad. Yep, leaky, open circuit. More than 40 ohm ESR. It's definitely a bad capacitor. Let's just change one and see how it goes. I bet that was the only thing stopping the backlight from working. Combination choke. I keep calling it a transformer, but it's actually a combination choke. Well, ideally you should use the highest temperature rated possible you can get capacitors around heat sinks and high temperature components, but it shouldn't get that hot. That's gotten quite hot there though. Discoloured. Two controllers. I reckon there'll be the inverter, like little inverters and MOSFETs to drive these transformers. Good separation on the board. There's our little thick primary and our little thin secondary. It's all compact. Yeah, they're all 105 degrees Celsius rated electrolytics. The whole lot of them are. Anyway, shouldn't get that hot in there. Let's give it a test. On for a test. Alright, let's see. Hey! Backlight's back in action. Let's see if it gets me some signal. It's all plugged in. I've got to configure my NVIDIA driver by the looks of it. The sound's coming through these speakers. Yeah, I've got to get the control panel, NVIDIA control panel. Multiple monitors, let's see. Let's see. This one's not getting a signal. Alright, I gotta get the other monitor turned on here. Bit loud, but it works. Look at that.
Screw extractor sets in there.
Works quite well. Light view.
My torch, you guys got a TV in there. Speakers I've put in
User
there.
mode.
There's other speakers can go in there too. So these are the, I've yet to...
Now I've got to get out of the bloody habit of picking these things up from the bezel.
This one here, I'm going to put off the night and
Never pick them all up from the bezel,
nasty rattle.
because the bezel is not what's held on by the actual screen inside. In this case, I dropped the whole bloody thing on the bench top. Nearly ripped the wires out of it, didn't I? But it's okay. Yeah, don't pick it up by the bezel. Always put your hand around it carefully. Pick it up. So it's just sitting on there.
And let's say they're going to fix it, so I want to get it out of storage again one day. I remember which
Oh, this has a Samsung feature.
Clamp it down and put some wood glue in there.
With Samsung monitors, you gotta turn the contrast and brightness on 0, and you press the auto adjust and menu buttons, you hold those two down, and it takes you to a hidden service menu. This one don't have that.
Separately from the electric ones.
I don't know if it tells you how much hours this thing's got.
Because I want to have these so I can get access to them all the time. So in town, I sort of could do it, this new place, I probably could do what I want to do, but the mic, while they making lots of smoke, nah, the neighbours aren't going to like it.
Yeah, looks good, nice and loud.
Shoot me. So, yeah. I can't be too loud, I can't bump my wrist with the vacuum cleaner, things like that.
See, monitors work good.
There's no guarantee the house is going to have a good power circuit. It could be a pissy little domestic bloody circuit all the way around, even to the shed. They won't be able to pull much amps. It could all have 20 amp breakers max all the way through. So,
with love. Nothing like that. Repaired with love.
I'd be severely limited to what I can do. But the only thing I really could do was, provided I got the space, is to do radio restays and TV repairs. I can still do all that, but the meters I'll still keep as well. But it's a good thing, I've got my ventilating equipment, so I can...
I'm happy with that. That's pretty loud.
That's not really an issue.
It's loud, it's clear. The picture's good, there's no dead or dirty spots or blurry spots. It's working quite well. Not hot yet because it hasn't been up for very long, but it did get quite warm. Time to clear it, put it back together. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. That was a pretty good easy fix. Thanks for watching.